Didn't I go to Malpensa on from London City? Can't remember where I went to from London City and back. I was with Johnny, wasn't I? Wasn't it for ILA? Yeah, Berlin, yeah. Welcome back, folks, for the final instalment from London City. Just wanted to say, I know I mentioned it earlier on, folks, but these guys at London City are in talks for to try and establish a much stronger connection with the local residents around London City and beyond, in terms of the new engines that are being fitted on these newer next generation aircraft. Much quieter engines, obviously less fuel burns, a very eco-friendly engine. So what they are proposing is to try to see if in the future they could probably experiment with opening the, because on Saturday afternoon from 12:30 until 12:30 on Sunday afternoon there is actually a flying curfew here at London City. All operations cease for 24 hours to give the local residents obviously some downtime in terms of aircraft noise, but these new aircraft, the footprint that they leave behind is very, very minimal, and you'll get a good idea of that when we see this thing climb out from here, compared to the older generation jets with those CF34 engines. And of course it is there is question over just how long it is before these older generation engines are given some degree of penalty with the operators. I certainly know that a lot of the 777s and the older style engines are in jeopardy over the next decade, because there's new regulations coming in from the FAA regarding noise regulation, and also the output of the engines, much like emissions are tested on your car when it goes in for an MOT, and also the engine note as well. You have to consider all of those things when you're trying to be environmentally friendly, and these guys at London City are doing all they can to work with the local environment, to show them that they are keen to reduce their footprint and potentially even lift that curfew in the future. I dare say, it's a long, hard battle ahead of them, because obviously a lot of residents are so used to their quiet time on the weekend. However, just how quiet these aircraft are, and I'm guessing that they will have to do environmental studies as well, won't they? Put out recording equipment in local areas just to see what's just to check and test the reduction in the environmental impact that these aircraft have compared to the to the older style, the older generation. And if it works, then within time, I'm guessing, you know, those Embraers with British Airways, whether they're going to be replaced with the E2 jet, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, you know, it's not all. I mean, they're operating the 190s there, and the 190 E2 is very much in operation at the moment, and very much a competitor towards the A220, the Airbus A220. Can we lose the engine? Can we turn the engines off, man, please? Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, thanks, man. Cheers. Nothing worse than a chugging diesel in the background. Thanks, man. Cheers. There we go. That's nice and quiet now. So they're fueling up the Prefitential, and you can see quite clearly the difference in the length of the 195 versus the 190. Good few meters, I would have said, both forward and aft. So you can see why they've had to change the configuration of the undercarriage. I reckon a 2:30 departure is going to be a bit of a miracle if they make it. What time we got now? Oh well, ain't going to happen, is it? Yeah, I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Tron. Oh, the what, the movie? Graphics and all that. Yeah. One of my favourite movies that was back in the day, in the 80s. 80s movies. Watched that in Leicester Square. I think I've watched the first viewing of it as well. I think it's going to Portugal. Yeah, but well, it's Portugal, yeah, and then then down to the Bahamas or something like that. Sand something. Right, there you go. So we've just speaking to Liam just now, folks. We've been invited back here to do a night show with the guys here at London City. Of course, we're going to be back here for the KLM inaugural flight next year with the E195. Of course, this is we've already seen KLM operating the E190 into London Heathrow, along with Vidaroo. I've flown on the Helvetic E190. Very comfortable aeroplane, well spaced. Okay. Okay. Don't say that. Like I say, we're going to be back on Sunday, folks. Heathrow show, 2-7 operations. Expecting a little bit of wind, so we do need another storm, don't we? Just to clear all the cobwebs out. They've got their little snow moving equipment here as well, though. Brand spanking new. It's never shifted an ounce of snow in its life, look. Yeah. They're the old ones. Blimey, they've got almost as much snow moving equipment here as they got at Heathrow, haven't they? It's crazy. Yeah, never use it, man. I know. Look at the little ones, look. Look at the little ones want to be grown up and be big snow ploughs like them. Yeah. So yeah, we've been told that potentially we're going to look into it, but we might because remember, folks, that I said to Batman, I said so the tower. I said the tower. I said, boy, the tower doesn't look very busy. He said, yeah, that's because there's no one in there anymore. I'm like, oh yeah, of course. He said, that's our tower up there. I said, blimey, they're very small people, aren't they? And he said, no, it's all done. It's that remote one, isn't it now? Yeah, it's the smallest control tower in the world. Look, it's just it's all done remotely in Swanwick, isn't it? Is it Swanwick? You know, the big screens. They do it remotely. So when our driver was calling the tower to get clearance to cross the active, he was radioing Swanwick. Is it Swanwick? I'm thinking it's Swanwick, isn't it? Yeah, anyway. But yeah, so that's redundant now, that tower. So we might be able to get ourselves up there for a nighttime show here at London City. I have a funny feeling it might be better to do something in the winter. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Okay, fueling truck has now completed its mission. All it's left to do is remove the steps and wave goodbye. Visual inspection of the aircraft. Making sure there's no leaks. All the hatches are closed. or panels. Yeah, the ground teams were commenting on how much longer she is. Of course, she's got a... I'm pretty sure the wingspan is I think she's wider than the wingspan is wider than her predecessor, purely because that wingtip is, instead of being flicked vertically like that, it's now a rake style wingtip, which obviously they tried and tested in the wind tunnels, and it came out to be the best solution. Okay, I think steps have the steps gone. Steps have gone. So you can see the APU. Embraer have been solidly on this campaign, global campaign, certainly since 2018. They've already announced a freighter variant of this E195. E195-E2 to give it its full designation, I'm guessing. And I was telling well, anyone that I talked to regarding these next generation jets, especially this the E190 that we saw with Vidaroo at London Heathrow, with the quietest departure I've ever heard of a narrow body jet. So derated. I believe they're not going to do that here. I think they're going to go. They're going to run her up on the brakes, and then full power departure. I believe, from what I'm hearing. Spoke to one of the guys earlier that who was on the aircraft flying from Farnborough, and apparently they did a full power departure out of Farnborough earlier today. May not get the same. There's a big old cloud coming this way, mate. We better get a shifty on, son, because otherwise we're going to get wet. Yeah, that's a big cell, man. That's a big old cell headed this way. Let's get this thing fired up. As it. Yep, that aircraft is now on its own.
AVGEEK 224, request agent start. Upper India, Quebec, start approved. Upper moving to Quebec, start approved.
It's amazing, isn't it? All done remotely. Okay, so we might have a departure going out before us. We have our anti-collisions beacons are lit on the Prophet Hunter. Whether she's going to go out before, I don't know. But it would be kind of cool to get a comparison of one of the former generation jets versus this next generation jet. I mean, you can really see the size differential of the engines there alone. Pretty amazing, isn't it?
I'm just wondering if you can see if anything's happening behind us. We can't start, we're not in touch with the ground staff, but something seems to be happening behind us that they're all looking at. Roger, I can't see from here, but I'll make a phone call and chase you out. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I look like it. Here we go. Okay, we are going to get a comparison. Because we've got one coming out now. Sorry about that. Oh, we've got an arriving aircraft as well. See what I could do with the sticks, mate.
Charlie, thank you via Alpha lineup. Lineup, flyer 87 Charlie.
See, now what they used to have to do, folks, is they'd usually taxi all the way to the end of the runway, do a full 180, and then taxi all the way back down the active runway. But over the last couple of years, they've built all new, a completely new taxiway, so that the obviously the movements can be a lot more fluid. And I'm guessing with that capability, they're able to operate more aircraft. Really, bottom line. Okay, now listen to this aircraft compared to what that E2 is going to sound like. Saying to the ground teams that think how much fuel they're saving not using not using tugs. And the footprint. And the cost of maintaining them. I say. Using a taxiway, using the runway as a taxiway.
At the moment, yeah.
Here we go. And now you can't hear it. You can't hear it. That is incredible, isn't it? I mean, that initial, you know, as it goes past us, yeah, fair enough. It's nice. It's a nice noise, isn't it? But once she's gone, she's gone. Okay, folks, that is it. We are done. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the teams here at London City. Oh, I've got a bit of fur. Far too many of you guys to mention. Thanks to all the ground teams. Thank you to Liam. Thank you to Batman and Tall Dave, amongst all the other folks who've helped us out here today. Thank you so much. Really appreciated your company as well. Hope you enjoyed it. An insight, isn't it? Really, at the end of the day, it's not often you get to see parking trials at an airport, but something a little bit different for you. We'll be back on Sunday. Look after yourselves, enjoy the rest of your day today, and we will see you on Sunday. Take care. Thank you very much indeed. Take care. Bye-bye. Say take care one more time. Okay, Chiefy. Stand by. Let's just get this one. Let's just get this one landing again. While they all look at their bits and bobs, just looking at their film footage. Okay, well, let's just hold on a minute, because she's going to turn right now, and sort of taxi past us. And I can, this is our pilot from Rotterdam, did you say? Okay, let's see if she gives us a wave. Abby, is it? You'll have to tell me if she waves because I can't see. Missed this? One more for the road, eh? It's like a crazy roller coaster. Right, okay folks, look after yourselves, and thank you so much. We'll see you on Sunday. All the best, cheers, bye. Okay, GP, that's a wrap.